Welcome to the Bare Knuckle Casual. It's Friday, and like every other Friday, we here like to talk about bare knuckle. Now in the background here, I've got Gorilla Promotions on, which was on last week, so I thought it'd be a good, nice background here. And but what I'm going to do just quickly is going to double check my YouTube channel to see if this is actually working or not. So hang on a second now. I'm probably could be upside down or look, it looks like we're doing all right. Okay, that's fair though. Happy days. Right, so Mcgregor. Well, what are we going to talk about today actually? So what we're going to talk about today is obviously BKFC Naples. Pretty excited with that. Anthony Garrett, Danny Christy. Obviously can't do the stream without talking about Mcgregor, unfortunately. And that's pretty much it. Alright. So if you've been following this channel a while, what we do here every Friday is we try and split the F. Okay, so we're going to do that right now. So at the top we got the Force Irish Stout glass. So what we're going to do is we're going to try, I'll tell you what, I'm going to fill it up first, and then I'll explain. How's everyone getting on? How's the weekend? People got things planned for the weekend or what? Or anything? I'm going to the dog races this week, or actually tonight. A few lads from work. There's, we're on holidays for like 2 weeks from work at the minute. Just finished work up there yesterday. So we're all going to meet up. We're all going to meet up tonight. Go to the dog races and have a bit of crack, bit of team bonding, whatever. You know what I mean? Especially when you work with lads, you need to, go separate work from, it's good to meet up outside of work, you know what I mean? And, that kind of thing. But anyway, what we like to do here, we like to split the F. So we like to put that white line down in the middle of them two lines and that F. All right. So we'll just let that settle. All right. First. All right. But so, okay. So look, we've made to address the Mcgregor loss. My God, we weren't expecting that now, really. Like suppose some of us weren't expecting him to. Look, wanted to believe that it'd be a spectacular comeback and so on like that, like a dream thing, you know what I mean? But unfortunately, when you break a leg and try and come back, I was looking at, I'm not a big UFC guy, but I was looking at videos there recently about Chris Weidman and Anderson Silva and their leg breaks and so on like that, and let's face it, once that happens here, when it comes to MMA, you're never going to be the same again, So I think McGregor was trying to prove a point that he could, be the one that overcome such a devastating injury and be just as good again. But look, the body is the body, and that's it. The mind can tell you what you like to, you know what I mean? The body, the mind tells you you're able to do it, but then the body at the end of the day, reality just says, no, you can't. So I think we'd see McGregor right there again, but for a guy that lost a fight, I'm telling you one thing, the whole week has been consumed by conspiracy theories and so on that about McGregor. So for bad or good, McGregor still pushes the needle, you know what I mean? And that's a fact. So having him involved with BKFC is definitely a good thing, you know what I mean? I would just think, if he's off for a while now, I think he should start getting more involved. In fact, the Fox, there's announced there recently that he's going to be hosting the Fox One Man War event, the BKFC event, where there's two guys, One Man War. A Fight Club for BKFC. So he's going to be hosting that apparently on Fox. So that's something he needs to embrace, and I'd say that'll That's where probably, he's got one fight left in BKFC. Probably on UFC. And so I just to let you know the notes I made here. Okay, so it looks like what? Looks like what? Ready to go. So we'll see how we get on, right? We're going to try and put that line down in the middle of the empty lines and that F. Right, let's see how we get on. All right. Oh my God. Now, let me try and get this up there. It's nice and level. No, just below it. Just below it. Okay. If you follow the channel from the beginning, I do the split to F. So it's just one of them things I just kind of keep doing, If you think it's lame, you think it's a stupid thing to do, please let me know. Okay? It's an adult channel, so I have no problem with people criticizing it, you know what I mean? So please feel free to send me your criticism, because I'm trying to improve things here the whole time, Well, it might look like that, but I'm trying, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so Mcgregor's loss. A lot of conspiracy theories about it, which is, obviously people are getting views from these videos, so that's what they're making them. He did look very old in there. He didn't look great coming out. Max ran into that ring like the Energizer Bunny. Like, he was mad for action, you know what I mean? And I just think McGregor may realize that, he's just not that guy anymore. Or like that guy that can compete at an elite level, especially in the UFC, you know what I mean? Especially when it comes to his legs not being up to scratch, you know what I mean? So obviously, he needs probably do one more fight, and then maybe head over to the BKFC, which would be great for the BKFC. That's what we need. We need a person like Conor McGregor to build up the sport. Now, whether does he want to get is like, you know what I mean? I'm sure he's pretty vain, so might like to get his face cut up too much, but we'll see. It's within his own interest in terms of money and so on that. In terms of building the promotion. Like you have to say, McGregor, even at a loss, he's still a big personality within the combat sports world. Like him or hate him, that's a fact. Has he got what it takes to do it in the BKFC? Jeremy Stevens and McGregor would be a good start, believe it or not. Do you know what I mean? I think. Despite McGregor's loss a week ago, people are still talking about him. Bad or good, he's still pushing the needle, and that's the fact. And that's all that matters, unfortunately. Do you know what I mean? If you don't know, there's a fight there a minute ago, a guy called Luke Tyson. He was fighting there on that Great Promotions, and he's a big social media follower and so on that. And he always fights all the time. Like every couple of weeks, you'd always see him going to a fight, and it's because he's got a good following. You know what I mean? Simple as that. A lot of time he doesn't win his fights, but he's always able to go again very soon after. And so BKFC Naples. Who's looking forward to that one? Do you know what I mean? I was in Italy there 3 times this year, and because I was on a cruise, and I tell you, it is some spot. Now I was in Rome, and it is. You can imagine Rome being a nice place, but a serious amount of immigration in Rome, and it's you want to be watching yourself in it, So I'm not going to keep it too long here. Danny Christy is a guy I'm looking forward to seeing fighting there, and I suppose Jimmy Sweeney as well. I suppose we've seen the press conference with Lorenzo Hunt and Walter Pugliese. Looked pretty heated. Looked like they were going to throw down. And there's a guy, Beer Bowls and Brawls, had a video out there this morning. Another YouTube channel. You can check him out. he was just had a video about reaction about the press conference there yesterday, and yeah, I don't know if Lorenzo Hunt got under his skin. You know what I mean? Lorenzo Hunt was still trying chase him for a fight, like outside the stage and so that. Obviously, we all know this is part of building up the fight. You know what I mean? Building up the viewership and all that kind of stuff. So it's just fine, you know. But I'm not sure. Like obviously, you'd have to probably bet a lot of money on Lorenzo to make money, because he's going to be a serious favorite. I haven't decided on bets for this one yet. I know I do Bro Fight MMA's go through his predictions, and I agree or disagree. I might do one after this in a minute, but I like to watch the weigh-ins. I like to see from the weigh-ins. You can tell a lot by the weigh-ins, whether, especially in the card of this, when we don't really know too many of the fighters. You can tell by the weigh-ins who's confident, who isn't, who is probably taking too much weight off themselves and not fit to compete. You know what I mean? Who looks healthy, and that's pretty much it. So that's on Saturday night. So happy days. You know what I mean? And it's actually a normal time for me, 6 o'clock in the evening, which is perfect. You know, normally these BKFC fights, you have to fucking watch them the next day, you know what I mean? On repeat, which is fine. I don't mind that. That's okay. But another thing I want to say, Anthony Garrett, fair play to fucking Anthony Garrett. He was waiting a long time for a fight, and he finally got one. He finally got probably one of the best fights you could get. It's against Leonardo Perdomo. Because there was talks about him fighting Bear Hill, you know what I mean? And which would have been a good fight. And a lot of other heavyweights within that division. But I'm telling you, Leonardo Perdomo, I'm not 100% sure if Leonardo Perdomo was happy with that fight. I know he's hoping to get a title fight, okay? But then maybe Alacio Angeloski is not. Maybe he's injured or something like that. We don't know. There's another guy that Andy Garrett fought, and he's out for a year as well. Parker Porter, I think he's actually out for a year. I know Anthony Garrett lost to him, but he took that fight on very short notice, but put up a serious fight. You know what I mean, against Parker Porter. So. Andy Garrett, I'm telling you one thing, that is not a foregone conclusion in terms of who's going to win that fight. Like I would think, I'm obviously going to be rooting for Anthony Garrett. I want Anthony Garrett to win that fight big time, because I think he's been waiting on the sidelines a long time, and he seems to. He was never actually properly coached by anyone for a long time within his BKFC career. I think after the Parker Porter fight, he took on a boxing coach, or was in a gym there with a boxing coach at the minute, and that's gonna fine tune. Like he's probably got a lot of natural ability, just it needs to be fine tuned in terms of his boxing and fighting and so on. That like that's team with Mcgregor. Sometimes I wonder. Not too sure if I think it could be beneficial to him to have someone outside of his camp to, you know, observe the way he's fighting and tell him what he's doing right, what he's doing wrong. Because I think McGregor in his fight camps, I think he dictates the training and so on like that, which is probably not such a good thing. You know what I mean? You need coaches are there for a reason. They're the ones that can spot the problems. You know what I mean? But that's the thing with Ben Bonner. When Ben Bonner was fighting Austin Trout, he went in there with a serious game plan. And it wasn't that game plan, regardless of how good Ben Bonner maybe naturally would be, right? But without a decent game plan, you're not, like, you know what I mean? It's a big help to have a decent game plan. And I'm not sure if McGregor's camp have decent game plans. I'm not too sure. But Andy Garrett, I'm telling you, that's the one to look out for. And by the way, I've been on to a few fighters here recently, the last week or two, and hope to God we're going to get a few interviews done here on this channel. So that'll be good. So look, apologies for the dodgy live streams. we're just trying this out. I think it's good. It's good. Like once we do these, it's over. Don't have to do any edits and so on like that. But unfortunately, can't do the predictions because I have to swap the camera around and so on like that. To do that, so I might do that in a few minutes, but I'm not 100% sure. I would like to see the weigh-in sports before I do predictions. You know that. So I might actually wait till tomorrow, and I might do that. I might do it actually tomorrow. You know that. I'd like to see the weigh-ins, and maybe I might do like looking at the weigh-ins here or something like that, and then do make my picks as the weigh-ins are happening or something like that. You know what I mean? Something different like that. You know what I mean? But listen, thanks very much for watching the video. We didn't split you up this time, but we'll try it again the next time. So, listen, bare looking casual out. Thanks for following. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for liking. Please check out my Instagram page because I'm doing a lot more videos there than I do here for fights and stuff like that. So, listen, bare looking casual out. Thank you. There we go.